So, as you've been hearing, of course, the position and the role that is played by the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in any transitional arrangement is the issue that seems to divide so many people on the issue of the Syria conflict. Let's find out a bit more about the Iranian position. We can go to Tehran now and speak to Gambar Nadari. He's a political analyst and journalist. Thank you for talking to us. Now, the Russians have made it quite clear that it's not because they have a personal commitment to Bashar al-Assad, but that they have a commitment to the state of Syria, and that includes, of course, the president. They do not want the state to be dismantled. How do the Iranians explain their view for wanting Bashar al-Assad to be part of a transitional process?
Well, that's the right question. I think it's not about Assad, it's what the people of Syria want. I mean, Iran is not in love, it doesn't have a love affair with President Assad. What Iran is concerned about is what the people of Syria want. Let's assume for the moment that without Assad, we have problem in Syria, but that's not going to last forever. I think we should realize, we should understand, and we should give credit to the fact that President Assad is not going to be there forever. That is the most important point. From now on, we should realize also that without Assad or with Assad, people are better off in Syria. So what the people decide from now on is what the international community should respect. I think Iran is not in love with Assad, and Iran doesn't care if Assad is there or not. What Iran cares about is that the terrorist groups are not in charge of the country. So,
all right.
So I mean, let's face it.
Okay.
Syria doesn't need Assad.
Absolutely. The Russians point to what they would describe as regime change in Libya and in Iraq, and they point to the chaos today, don't they? Now, look at the Security Council resolution. Clearly, everybody is happy about it, but we should see it as part of a process, shouldn't we? There are talks that have taken place in Riyadh. There is the Vienna process that we know about, as well as other elements to the process to bringing Syria to a peaceful resolution.
Let's assume for a moment that we don't have Assad in place, in power. What is going to happen? I think it is not going to change the situation on the ground. What we need is understanding and some kind of closure or unity between the warring faction within the Syrian government and the Syrian territory. President Assad was there for some time, and he was fine. Let's say he was fine for some time. But from now on, he's just not there. I mean, people don't want him. Even Iran doesn't think that Assad should be there forever.
All right.
Even Syria, even Russia says that we don't think that Assad should be there forever. What we want is now is what the people want in Syria, which is the end of conflict, the end of war.
Absolutely.
And if that requires President Assad to step aside, we should think that that should be the case. President Assad has to walk away.
Let's talk about the Syrian opposition then, and talk about the groups that Iran considers to be terrorist and therefore should not be part of this dialogue that should lead to a transitional arrangement. Who does Iran not want to see at the table?
Very important question, very right question. Iran doesn't want to see ISIL, ISIS or Daesh at the negotiating table. Iran doesn't want to see al-qaeda at the negotiating tables, and that is fine. The rest is fine. Iran doesn't care who else is going to be at the negotiating table, be it the opposition, be it the Free Syrian Army, or anyone else that is supported and backed by Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United States. The only red line for Iran is Daesh and, of course, al-qaeda.
All right, Gambar Nadari, thank you very much indeed for talking to us here at Al Jazeera. Very interesting to hear your views. Thank you.
Thank you.